Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac,
And it's your boy Bryce.
and we are brothers on tennis. And folks, we have made it to the midway point of the 2022 Australian Open.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Yes, we have gotten past all of that first week. Now it's
Mhm.
on to tennis, Bryce. And man, have we seen some tennis or what?
Man, it's been a good tournament. And, we may start to sound a little bit like a broken record. We keep having these events where either the Williams sisters are not there or if not, the whole big three is missing. The majority of the big three is missing. And we keep acting like we're surprised but wow, the tournament was good. The matches was good. All the kind. I think we're going to be okay past the
Yes.
big three and the Williams sisters. And anybody that has listened to us for 5 minutes know that we're all about the big two and the Williams sisters. But
Yes.
it's I mean, I think we're gonna be okay.
I think we are going to be okay as well, Bryce. And Bryce, I tell you what, it's been so really honestly refreshing to just kind of be in the first Grand Slam of the year,
Hmm.
trying to see who's done work in the off season, whose game looks like it's shaping up, whose game is kind of falling off. You know what I
Right,
mean? It's
right.
been interesting and exciting all at the same time, bro. Crazy.
I agree with you. And let's do this. Let's just start jumping into some of these amazing stories we've seen, thus far. I mean,
Yes.
once we kind of got past the whole Novak Djokovic situation, we were actually able to get the tournament started. And let's start off with the women, and let's just start all the way up top.
Yeah.
Uh, Ash Barty out here looking like a champ, right?
Ain't she though? Come on. And yes, I did mean to say ain't she. Cause cause y'all, Ash Barty look good. Ash Barty like, listen, I'm not trying to play with y'all women. I got things I need to do. And first couple rounds, she only lost 3 games. Come on
Right.
now. Come on, bruh. Yeah. Come on, speak on it.
She ready. I mean, she looks really good. And the funny thing is that this is kind of crossing over to another player, you know, uh, Osaka.
Hmm.
That was the one person I thought like, okay, she might get Barty,
Right.
but since she didn't make it to the Barty party, since she wasn't there,
Right.
you know, I agree with everybody else. I think Ash Barty is looking like she's trying to win this thing.
Yeah, she really is, bro. And again, I think that I saw a lot of good things from Osaka. I think I saw a lot of positivity. And it ain't like she got, spanked up and kicked to the side. I mean, it was a 7-6 in the third against Anna
Mhm.
Samova that she lost. So she did not play badly. I just think that with her, it's going to be getting more reps, just more time on the court. And I think Osaka is going to return to her Grand Slam winning ways. But yeah, Barty's looking good. She's looking like the number one. She's playing like the number one. She's acting like the number one, and
Mhm.
she is the number one. So there you go.
Right. And then for that person you just brought up, I mean,
Yes, sir.
who woke Anna Samova up? I
Right? Who
mean,
tapped her on her shoulder and was like, "Hey,
well,
girl."
we know who tapped her on the shoulder. And I'm not gonna go there, but hey, Darren Cahill, with your tapping somebody on the shoulder self. Um,
Right? Come on.
you know, but Anna Samova, I mean, she beat a nobody in the first round, but then she took out Bencic,
Yep.
and then she took out Osaka. Now, granted, she was crashing the Barty party, and she got shown the door, but
Right.
you know we haven't seen Anna Samova string together decent wins like this, and probably since that run she had at the French Open.
Yeah, it's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute. And like, and I've always said she went through a lot of turmoil, father passing, just getting adjusted. She's a teenager, still
Hmm.
very young. But again, I think that she's finally figuring things out. I think there's a maturity factor that's happening there. Like you said, hooking up with Darren Cahill. Darren Cahill is just the dude, bro. And I shouldn't say hooking up, but you know what I mean. Uh, I mean,
Freudian slip.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Darren is the dude. I mean, he
Right.
is the coach of coaches. I mean, he was able to again, work with Simona Halep and get her to her Grand Slam championships. I
Hmm.
mean, he's done so many things in the sport. I am very happy that they have kind of found one another and they're finding some level of success. And I really honestly believe that there are some good things ahead for Amanda Anisimova. I really do.
That's good. And she was actually looking like she cared, which was a big
Right.
issue that I had with her, in these last couple of years. She kind of had that,
Right, right.
type of thing. So good on her. Let me tell you
Yes.
who else is good on. And we shouldn't be surprised anymore because she keeps doing that, and that's Jessica Pagula.
Yep.
I mean, the Buffalo Bills may not still be in it, but Jesse's like, I got you.
I got you. I'll put
I
y'all on
got
my back.
right. And what a nice win she had over Sakura.
Yes, yeah, it really was. I mean, like I said, we know Jessica's game is it. She got them flat ground strokes. She hits really hard, but it's measured. Really
Hmm.
good movement, and she to me is just someone that is a very solid American player, and I really like her. And yeah, I'm hoping the best for her. And yeah, when you get the right coach, like we just talked about with Anna Samova, you get the right coach and good things can happen.
Right, right. Um, Krachikova is looking good in both singles and doubles like she typically does, right?
Yes, yes. And here is one, Bryce, where I'm a little bit, I, I'm nervous for her and the fact that she is playing singles and doubles. And the reason I say that is because when I really look at the draw and I look at anyone who can potentially kind of get with and or upset the Barty party, it's
Right.
Krejcikova. And the reason I say that is because, Barty with the chip on the backhand and everything, and she can bring you into the net. A lot of the ladies are just not comfortable coming to the net. Whereas Krejcikova is like, go and bring
Right.
me in. I got
Right.
I got some volleys for you. I'm not number one in women's doubles for nothing. So
Right.
yeah, you go on ahead with that. And my ground strokes are what? Strong. So
And my serve
it's
is,
right.
you
Come on,
know,
bruh. Come on, bruh. Kerchikova is, like I said, she's legit, bruh. So I feel like if there is anyone that is going to disrupt the Barty party, it's going to be
Mhm.
Kerchikova. Otherwise, I honestly still see Barty holding up that ladies title. I do.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Um, well, we know one person that wasn't going to stop the body party, and that was Fitalina. It seems like since she and Monfils got married, they have gone in opposite direction.
They done flipped,
Right,
right?
because Monfils is out here clowning, and Azarenka said, "You know what, Fitalina, you look hungry. Like Gael ain't feeding you." So I'm gonna take you to this bakery where I
Right?
know they got bagels and hoe biscuits.
And they good.
They're real good. And there is no reason she should have gone out 0-2 to Azarenka.
Bruh, that was shocking to me. That was not surprising, y'all. It was shocking. There ain't no way that a Svitolina should get beat down like that.
No.
Like I said, I know that we kind of get on her as far as what are her weapons and blah blah blah. But I mean, she overall is a very very good player, and it's just hard for me to believe that you get a bagel and a whole biscuit put on you, even as great as Vika Azarenka is, that just felt wrong to me.
Look, Svitolina's like, I's married now, and I got a husband, and he
Right?
got a paycheck,
He
and
got
he
a
out there,
paycheck.
he bringing it home, so I can just sit on the sideline. I win when I need to.
Right?
So,
Apparently so. Bruh.
but crazy, crazy. Now, speaking of winning,
Yeah.
Your girl, Madison Keys, is out here doing it. And at first, I was just kind of like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. She got my attention when she beat Badosa, though.
And she didn't just beat her, Bryce. She spanked her up. I mean, let's be clear. And you and I both love Paula Badosa. Let's
Right.
get that very clear for our listeners.
Right.
We love some Paula Badosa. But that was a smack up that Madison put on her. She was like, listen, sis, you don't recognize the power that I possess. And while I appreciate what you bring in, you need to understand that I am next level when it comes to power games.
Right.
And when I got confidence, no, Bryce, listen, Madison that got me excited because I'm just like, listen, this to me, and I've always been kind of just trying my best to defend her, and she got the game and mental, and this is what I expect or expected out of Madison Keys. This to me is the Madison Keys that Serena put that comment on and said, "Girl, it's gonna be great when you are number one." I mean, that's the Madison Key. That's the type of play that she is showing right now. She is showing top 5, if not top level tennis right now. And I'm just anxious to see if she can continue it. It's of course always going to be mental with her because she got the weapons. She got the weapons.
Oh, yeah,
she got the serve.
We've always said that.
Always said that.
Yeah.
She putting the serve down strong. I mean, just in ground strokes are looking good. She's measured. She's putting more top spin on her forehand. And that backhand down the line. Listen, Madison Keys has all of the weapons necessary to be the number 1 player in the world and to win Grand Slams. It's a matter of can she keep it together mentally? And thus far, starting 2022, she's doing it, bro.
Somebody told her, you know what? Those lines on the court, you want to keep the ball like in there,
like inside of those, right?
She's like, I just thought we weren't supposed to step on them. Oh, got it.
I'm with you now, right?
Got it. Oh my goodness. So anyway, we'll keep our eye out on Madison Keys and see how she progresses here at the end.
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask you about one match in particular, though, Isaac.
Yes.
Did you watch the match between Clara Towson and Kontaveit?
Well, actually, I only caught pieces of it, but I did watch a little bit of it. Is there something specific that you saw, though?
It is. Towson was she was just like hitting winners off. Because, Kontaveit is a big hitter. So she's used to when she gets on the court, when she gets in a match, she's the one pushing the ball. Not pushing the ball, but she is the aggressor.
Dictating. Yeah,
right,
the aggressor,
she is dictating.
Right? Yep.
Towson was like, I am not impressed with your stroke. I am the 2.5 version of Lindsay Davenport in 2022, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna swing out until my back gets tired, and there's ain't gonna be nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it.
I mean, I was just so impressed with. I mean, clearly, when you're watching somebody and you're like, okay, they on one right now.
Right.
I don't expect that out of her every day.
Right. Yep.
But it was bad luck for Kontaveit to see her that day. I mean, for listeners, any of y'all that saw that match, y'all know what I'm talking about. Clara Towson was like, I'm really planning to be out here real long. And so I'm going to come and do what I need to do. And Kontaveit, I'm glad you made the year in championships and you hit the milestones and all that kind of stuff. But we in 2022.
Well, I tell you what, Bright, Clara Towson is, like I said, she can hit the ball. And she's a big girl. I think she might be 6 feet. So she can lean into it. Yeah. Like you said, she is the 2.5 Lindsay Davenport. So she can lean into the ball. That is for sure. And it's funny that, and I won't stay on this long though, but it is interesting that you say that about Kontaveit, because as much as I like Kontaveit, I don't necessarily see her as being Big Babe. I think that that's something that Dimitri has kind of taught her, is just to swing out and hit hard, similar to Camilla Giorgi. We all know
Gotcha.
Camilla Giorgi just hits the ball hard, but when you look at her, you just like you putting your all into that. It ain't like
Right.
a Madison or, like you said, a Clara Towson, who just naturally have big bay power.
Right. That
And
easy power.
that easy power, exactly.
Right.
And that's what I saw from that young lady. She's not to be played with, bro. She's not to be played with.
Well, Danielle Collins said she like easy power, and and told Dawson, 7-5 in this third set. No, not on me, sis.
Not on me, sis.
you tell Wozniacki I said, hey.
Right.
So now
I know that's right, bro.
Now Simona Halep had a nice little kind of tournament there. And until I really knew what Cornet was out here doing, I thought, Halep was about to keep it going.
Right? I mean, honestly, you and me, and I think a whole bunch of others thought that she was just going to keep it rolling. But, never underestimate, them French women.
Yeah.
They'll surprise you, as did Alizé Cornet, man. And I appreciated the fact that just, it was her first time making the quarters here. And she, I thought it was a great moment that she had with her and Dokic on the court. And they were reminiscing about when she almost got there, and apparently Safina eclipsed her. And she had match points or something. And I like Alizé Cornet because she's special.
Yeah, she is.
And but at the same time, she just seems like a good person. And I just really am happy for her that she was able to make her first quarterfinal.
Right. No, I'm very happy for her too, because I like the fact that she says, I don't even know if I'll be here next year, so let me go ahead and try to make it do what it do.
Make it do what it do, right? Come on now.
Now, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on that first round matchup between Radicanu and Sloane Stephens.
Okay, so because I didn't have time to digest that whole thing.
Right.
Here's what I would say. That there's some folk that they get married and they just like, all right, yeah. I think with Sloane, it's going to be a minute. Once again, we always say with Sloane, it's always going to be a little minute. But I feel like with her, like she was newly minted, like married. And I don't know that she probably put a ton of time in on the court before going to Australia.
Right.
And it just seemed like, to me, Emma Raducanu was extremely motivated to beat Sloane. She was just like fist pumping, and just she was real excited about getting on the court with Sloane, whereas Sloane was like, whatever, I just got married, I'm good.
Right.
And I felt
married now.
I was married now, so I ain't got no sweat. He got a good check coming in, so we good.
Right.
So I did not feel like Sloane was very stressed in that match. So I'm not. So because of that, I'm not stressed about it. I think that this is one of those deals where Sloane's going to have to, again, balance out her new life. She got, married, and that's new. And she's just going to have to balance it out. And I feel like you'll at some point see that new Sloane come, and she's going to be like back on it, wrecking shop. And quietly, it may end up being Madison Keys getting herself right, that then gets Sloane, motivates Sloane to get herself right. So I'm actually very excited, again, about Madison Keys finding her game and finding her mental, because I think it will have good ramifications to some of the other folks that we like and we support as well. And I think Sloane's going to be one of them.
Yeah. And so my thought on it was, I was disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought Sloane was going to win that match. But I think everything that you said is true, and were contributing factors. So it is what it is. Right. But Kovanic was like, you know what? I DVR'd the U.S. Open final. Wasn't impressed. Come on. Sloane may have just got married, but I didn't. So I've been out here working.
I've been out here putting in work, right?
Yeah. So bye, Radicanu. But let's talk about your other girl.
I know.
Now, she must have looked real hungry, because how did Kvitova go out to Cristea with 2 whole biscuits in the first? 2 whole biscuits?
I
I mean,
know, bruh. I know. I don't know what Cristea was on or what, Kvitova is, I don't know, man. That one again, another shocker. Because I actually had Kvitova going pretty far in my draw. And for her
mhm.
to take a whole biscuit, couple of them. That was pretty surprising. But then again, Cristea apparently has done some good work off season because
Yes,
she got in some good victories there.
she's
So
gotten some real good victories.
yeah, yeah. So we can't be too mad at her. She beat the encyclopedia in Pavlyuchenkova, and
Who I had going far.
right, right. And so really, it took Iga to put her on hold, and it took 3 sets.
Reset.
So Cristea must have been putting in some work on the offseason. So who knows? I mean, that might be one of those deals where she just kind of snuck up on Kvitova and was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
you just Cristea, ain't nobody scared of you." And Cristea was like, "See, you don't know that work I've been putting in."
Right.
And it might have surprised her because some folks are like, I'll warm my way into it. So she probably took that first whole biscuit and was like, all right, we're gonna get right in that second set. And Cristea was like, no, sis, I got a lot more energy for you. And here's your other whole biscuit.
Right. That is hilarious. Well,
Oh, bro.
well, I tell you who else must have been putting in some work, and that's Kaya Kanepi, because first of all, she got a hold of Angelique Kerber in that first round. She said, "This is not 2010."
No, it is not. No. Oh my
So,
goodness.
yeah, Kaya Kanepi is doing what Kaya Kanepi does, and she shows up at these majors, and she just is a threat every time she takes the court.
Every time, because she can take the racket out your hand. She can hit you off the court. And it's incredible that, like I said, she's been out there this long and getting it done. And Bryce, this this result means that she has made the quarterfinals of all 4 Grand Slam tournaments.
Amazing.
Isn't that ridiculous? I
Amazing.
I was like, "Hi, Kanepi, you better do you, sis. Go ahead, do
Right.
you." Man, and she got out there and she played, man. I mean, she has been playing some really good tennis. She got a hold of Big Sab, and Big Sab fought, man. I got lots to say about Big Sab, but she fought.
Okay.
And she really, really, tried to put her all out there and almost got away with it. But Kaya Kanepi, saw it through and made it to the quarter. So very happy for her. But I tell you what, I, I ain't mad at Big Sab. Put it that way.
So let's talk about it. What are your thoughts on Sabalanka?
Yeah, it's a lot of what honestly the commentators have been kind of saying is the fact that she's publicly dealing with service yips and
Mhm.
having all these double faults, but still fighting her way through and actually, getting victories, getting to the round of 16, beating players like Sova. I mean, that's just not easy to do when you're dealing with a major part of your game that
Right.
ain't right. I mean, it's just amazing. She took out Wang Xiong. That ain't an easy task. I mean, mind you, she went 3 sets, but I mean, once she got herself right, I mean, she started handing out food. She gave Wang Xiong a whole biscuit and gave Vondrousova a breadstick. So for me, it makes me sad to see her going through the service woes because to me, I still feel like that's something that's going to be pretty difficult to get past.
Right.
But she was doing it. I mean, the fact that, like I said, she owned it and she was like, you know what? Hey, I kept it down to 10 double faults this match. How about that? And
Right.
you know what I mean? I thought that was a good way to mentally try to approach it and not get yourself too crazy about it because like I said, we've seen folks that have the service ships and it's taking them out the games. I mean, like Guillermo Coria, you got a whole bunch of folks that started them yips and it just led them down a really, really bad path and almost out of tennis. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case with Sabalenka, but I do appreciate how she's working through it. And for that, I'm just really, I'm on her bandwagon, put it that way.
Well, look, if Zverev can get over the yips and she can
Right.
too. So,
Right. Him and Felix and Shapovalov. I mean,
mhm.
all of them had some major service issues and they've worked their way through it. So I think she can do it.
Right. Well, let's talk about a couple of women of color who made guest appearances at the tournament.
Come on.
And the first one is our girl Coco Gauff. She goes out in the first round in singles and doubles.
Yeah, bruh. I just don't even know what to say on that one, bro. I'm gonna have to throw it to you and give me some insight and perspective because I don't understand it. You saw my prediction. I had Coco going to the semis.
I
She
know.
destroyed my draw, bruh.
I will continue to say, and I know it's probably easier said than done,
Uh-huh.
but that forehand,
Yeah.
that it's a problem.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is a problem, and I know a major stroke like that you just can't change overnight.
Mhm.
And what she may need to do is they may have to deconstruct that forehand and rebuild it back up, and she's just
Right.
gonna may have to have some subpar results for a while until
Mm-hmm.
she kind of locks in on it. Because right now, like Jermaine Stewart said, the word is out. You know,
Exactly.
she,
Exactly.
people know that if you need to go someplace, if there's going to
Mm-hmm.
be a shot that breaks down on her, it's that forehand.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely gonna be that forehand. And I just want to see them, like you said, retool it, simplify it, if that
Yep.
makes sense.
Right.
I just feel like it's a little too Western.
Yeah.
Maybe get it to be a bit more semi-Western and focus in again on the follow through and really forcing that follow through and not what is the word because Martina Navratilova was saying it, you can't decelerate, you have
Right.
to hit through that shot, you can't be conservative with the forehand. You got to hit it and be aggressive with it. And I think that that's what ends up happening is she starts losing confidence. She doesn't swing through it. And then all the errors start coming up and bunching up. And I think actually Lindsay said that. But yeah, I, I agree with you, bro. I think she's early. She's young enough in her career to be able to do something like that and still be able to come back even stronger.
Right. Right. And then what happened to our girl Layla? Layla.
Layla. Yeah, man. Help me understand that one too. Um, I didn't really get to see the match because I was assuming that she was,
Gonna
going to
win.
move on. Yeah, going to
Right.
win. And I'm also just really upset with ESPN and the tennis channel off the coverage. I didn't mention that earlier, but I am. Anyway,
Right.
put that out there real quick.
Yeah,
ESPN
you better.
Plus.
Hey, look.
Sorry, busters.
You better have that app life if you're trying to watch the Australian Open this year. If you ain't
I'm
about
telling
that,
you
if
what.
you ain't about that app life, it's gonna be tight on
It's gonna be tight on you, and apparently it's tight on me. And
you.
anyway, we're not gonna go there, but I ain't happy about it, y'all. But anyway, back to Layla. I just didn't feel like she, kind of was able to get into her groove. And yeah, it was very disappointing to see her go out so early. I mean, what'd you see, bruh?
Yeah, I saw that English had apparently DVR'd the U.S. Open final as well, and I'm telling you, but we knew that this was going to happen, right? They
Right.
immediately, it's just like in Big Brother, right? When you win a competition, now
Mm-hmm.
you potentially have a target on your back,
That's right.
right? People
That's right.
trying to get you out the house. They trying to get Radicanu and Fernandez out the house right now. You
Well, they
know, they,
succeeding apparently.
right? They went to the U.S. Open, they showed out, and now they have to kind of go through that process. So, um, but no, we know that she has game and she'll be back, and so
Oh yeah.
that was kind of that. And then somebody else who was actually there a little longer than you probably thought she was is our girl Haley Baptiste. I mean,
Yeah.
remember, she won 3 matches to qualify, got a nice 3-set win over Garcia,
Right.
and then she lost in the the second round to Inglis as well. Inglis was like, boy, give me them women of color. She was too mad when she got in the third round and saw Kanepi. She was like, oh,
I
I'm in
did.
trouble.
Uh-oh.
I'm in trouble now.
Now I gotta work.
Right. I don't mean.
Oh
Um,
man.
but yeah, but shout out to Haley Baptiste, and that what a good result for her, and hopefully she can parlay this into strong results for the rest of the year.
Absolutely agree, bro. Like I said, I am guilty of this. I always forget that she is like Coco. She is super young. And
Hmm.
so she got a whole bunch of time to continue to improve her game and just improve on everything. So just really good stuff, Haley Baptiste. Keep doing what you're doing.
Right. So we're now obviously in the quarterfinals,
You.
and so just to remind folks where we're at, starting up top, we have Barty versus Pagula. We have Krajcikova versus Keys.
Mm.
We have Danielle Collins versus Cornet. And then at the bottom, we have Swiatek against Kanepi.
Right.
All very good matchups, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, what are we thinking? What are our up? Because for me, just to own up, when we did the preview show,
Mm-hmm.
I had, making it to the semifinals, I had Osaka versus Badosa, and I had Kontaveit versus Pavlyuchenkova.
Mm.
So, all them gone.
Yeah.
Like little kid at the table when they done eating, all gone.
All gone.
They're all gone. So don't ask me about women winning nothing. Clearly, I don't know. How about you, Isaac?
Oh man. Well, I'm pretty similar, bro. I mean, I did get Barty right. I had Barty versus Sakari, and of course Jesse Pagula broke that one up. And I had Krachikova versus Golf, and apparently I just had the wrong sister. So
Sort of.
so that is Maddie. So in the bottom half, the only one I had right was Iga, because I had Iga, Layla, and Rabakina Halep. So that whole thing is toe. Um, as far as the top goes, man, I'm actually sticking with the overall the whole
Mhm.
deal. So
Right.
I picked Barty against Golf, and for me, I'm just again replacing with another sister.
Right.
So I'm thinking that it will be Barty against Madison in the
Mhm.
semis. Below, I tell you what, that one is interesting because quietly that Daniel Collins is trying to do some things.
Right.
So I actually think it's going to be Daniel Collins against Fiatek. And
Okay.
actually, I did actually put Iga. So I had Rabakina versus Iga in my semi.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
What about you?
I agree with you with Barty. Of course, I'm picking Krajcikova because I just can't in good conscience pick Keys. Um,
You're so
uh,
mean.
but it doesn't matter because I think Barty's going through to the final no matter who.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So
Yep.
Barty's in the finals. Below, I agree with you. I think the grit of Collins
Mm-hmm.
is going to come through,
Right.
and I actually think Kanepi is going to upset Swiatek
Oh wow. Okay.
because
Okay.
Swiatek's got all that top spin and loopy strokes,
Mm-hmm.
and Kanepi's like, no, we're gonna keep this flat.
Yeah, because she gonna hit through all that spin. You right.
Right. And
Yeah.
so, but which one in the finals? Coin toss for that. I'm gonna actually go with Collins to make her
Okay.
final, and
Nice.
I think Barty is going to slice her and dice her to death in the final
Yeah.
and hold
Yeah.
that trophy.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you, bro. That's kind of who I'm predicting. I think that again with Madison as well as she's playing, if she does make it through Krejcikova, I just think that Barty is just again she's got a way of picking the ladies apart, and she will recognize exactly what needs to be done to pick Madison's game apart, and she will frustrate her, and she will basically, in my eyes, she will cause her to revert back to trying to hit out or hit too much, and that's going to unfortunately be her downfall. But hey, if she can make the semis, man, hey, go, hey, get it.
Right, right.
I think
I
that is a
agree.
tremendous result for Madison Keys.
Oh,
So
it
she,
is. It's
yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
right. And so, yeah, and on the other side, it's if I were to look at Collins versus, and like I said, I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with the Iga pick. I agree with you though. I think that Danielle, like I said, Danielle, we always joke about her having getting after that vitamin D. Well, she's got vitamin D now on the tour. Um, Her man is with her.
I'm done.
She ain't got to go no place to get her vitamins anymore. She good to go.
She
She
good to
good
go.
to go. She good to
Like
go,
I
bro.
said.
So she got her vitamins. She got her grit. I actually do feel like Danielle will make it to again the finals. Not again, but she'll make it to her first final. But again, like you said, I think again it's going to take something special to beat Barty, and I don't know that I see that out of any of the remaining women, except for, in my eyes, Krejcikova. I still feel like Krejcikova is very dangerous to Barty because of the fact that she has a great net game. And if Barty plays them tricks, she's going to be like, okay, I'm going to come to the net and I'm going to start putting these volleys on you.
Right.
But I still, even then, would still vote on Barty because, again, that was my pick. So I'm sticking with it.
Right. Hey, there you go.
There
And
you go.
and that is the women's side.
Boom,
So
boom.
let's jump into the guys. And
Yes.
and once, they finally kicked Novak's out of the country, on the men's side, I mean, on the men's side, two people really took advantage of that. And
Yes.
and one of the guys was his countryman who Novak's was supposed to meet in the first round.
Right.
Kecmanovic, somebody we both like.
Yes.
Somebody, and by the way, shout out to Mark Penneth. He plays on the UC Irvine tennis team.
That's right.
I saw him playing earlier in the month, and we watched him, and we were like, he gotta at least be like Kecmanovic's cousin or something.
Like second cousin or something. Because
Right.
boy, the mannerisms and everything
The
so
look,
similar.
everything. And I don't even think he knew who Kecmanovic was. It's hilarious. He's looking at us like, I don't even know
Like
who you're
what?
talking
Exactly. Look him up.
Anyway, Kecmanovic, by the original draw, of course, had to expect that he was going to lose in the first round to Djokovic.
Right.
But he took his frustrations out on Caruso. He showed Tommy Paul what time it was.
Oh.
Sonego, he got up on him and really played an amazing match against Monfils.
Yes. Yeah.
So shout out to Kecmanovic for making it to the fourth round of a major.
Shout out. Good job, Kecmanovic. We like you. He's, like I said, new guy, but I like him. I like his game.
I like him a lot. But on to the guy that actually won, Monfils.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you once again, Isaac, a question about a particular match. Did you watch the Monfils Kecmanovic match?
I did watch that match. Yes, I
Okay.
did.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Why Gael don't ever play like that? Why? I mean, that's what we want to see from him. Did you see
know, bro.
The forehands, the big shirt? I mean,
he was playing big. He was playing big ball of tennis, and Gael has the ability to play that style, bro. I don't understand why he doesn't do it more. I don't. Yeah. It's very, very confusing to me, Bryce. Very.
If you had never watched Monfils before and you watched that match, you would naturally say, "Oh, he's one of the biggest hitters in the game, isn't he?"
Yep.
I mean, you would say that, and somebody
Yep.
who watches tennis all the time be like, "No, not really."
Exactly. Be like, no, he typically about 15 feet behind the baseline, just chucking balls back. Yeah.
I was confused.
I am still confused. I'm always confused with Gael, but at the same time, hopefully that's something that he can kind of work out and figure out his different playing styles and how he needs to play against certain people. I wish he would revert to being more of the aggressor than being the counterpuncher, because he has that game in spades, y'all. Gael got strength. He don't got that athletic body for nothing, y'all. Right. Gael is strong. He a strong, athletic brother, and he can do more than he even is willing to show everybody.
Right.
It's just for him. He's just got to figure out how he wants to play. And like you said, bro, if he plays like that,
you're right.
I, you know, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating because again, when you see that, you're just like, this brother should have multiple Grand Slams right now.
I'm telling you, Fitzalina was like, boy, you better go out there and hit that ball, because I'm planning on winning a whole bunch no more. So, I mean, yeah. But let me ask you this too. Did he not seem gassed in the third set?
He did look a little gassed. And you know what, Gael, you know, he always expends a lot of energy. Even in the previous rounds, he does a lot, and that's the one area that I wish he would work on more, is the time management piece, because as we know, Gael could get through matches even easier, but again, he's always kind of looking to be the, you know, the crowd pleaser, the jovial one. And I just don't know that you can do both of those things and win a Grand Slam championship. You've got to be able to conserve your energy. You have to know where to expend said energy in order to beat these guys. And you know, you just can't assume that you're always going to have this boundless amount of energy. And I think that gets him in trouble, bro.
Well, you know, like Kecmanovic, he took advantage of Novak's not being there, because he would have played Novak's instead of Kecmanovic.
Exactly.
And kind of being 0-17 against Novak's, I mean, I probably would have said Novak's would have won.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's hard to think that he wouldn't have, especially best 3 out of 5.
Right. So, but when he saw it was Kecmanovic up there, he was like, ain't nothing in between me but space and opportunity.
Say that
to the next round.
Yes, sir. He's like, I got the right Serbian. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you gotta take this one for your boy.
Right.
But now we have Monfils. You know, he's going to come up against Berrettini, and I actually didn't have Berrettini coming through because I thought Dungeon Boy was going to take him out. I thought Alcaraz was going to get a hold of him, and heck, they went.
He did. Let's be clear, he did. Exactly, bro. Alcaraz, he played a great match. It was just in that final set tiebreaker. It's just that Berrettini's experience, and you know, he just shanked a couple forehands at the wrong time.
Yeah.
But that was a great match, bro. Woo, that match was good. Alcaraz is not to be played with. He is for real, y'all. I'm trying to tell you.
People gonna start checking their draws for him. They're gonna be, where Dungeon Boy at? Because you know what? I am not trying to deal with all that today. All that extraness he be putting on the ball and all that. I am not trying to deal with that today. No.
And you know I'm so dumb, because when you said check their draws, I thought you was like, oh, they're gonna poop in their pants when they see me.
Maybe that might be the case as well. You know,
check them, make sure they still clean. I'm just saying. But yeah, bro, that was a legit pick. I think, like I said, that was a great match, and I know that, you know, either one of them could have won that match.
Right. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to even mention his previous matches. I'm going to just talk about his last match. I know Zverev still don't know what hit him.
Friend.
And that Shapovalov match. And this is what we've always said. So y'all don't be listening to us.
Come on, y'all. Y'all need to listen to us now.
Yeah. Shapovalov has that next level X factor type deal with his game. He don't always be there, right? We understand he be nowhere Dennis be all the time, right? But on them days when it's all there, like literally, I almost take him over anybody because his game is so offensive. And I mean, like when you talk about somebody hitting you off the court,
come on,
talk to me about
it. Bro, I have to. I'm stuttering now because it's just ridiculous. And Dennis just got out there and showed out, and I was just sitting there like, he is really not trying to hear this from Sasha. He like, Sasha, no, you talking, and I no, I am deaf to what you are saying because I'm
Right,
putting these forehands on you.
right.
Oh my good, that was a superb match that he played, and had Sasha confused, had him just straight up just breaking rackets, and was just he was just like, I don't know what to do with this fool. I mean,
Right.
he
He
was
usually cracked by now.
yeah, exactly. He's like he typically would crack about right now, but Dennis was like, nah, G, I got you, and
I'm
he
telling you, yeah.
man,
I'm
bruh,
telling you
it
what.
was amazing.
I think that those Canadians, FAA and Shapovalov, are going to really play off of each other. And I think having
Mhm.
won that ATP Cup, I think
Yup.
they're like, okay, it's time for us to
It's
put Canada
time.
on the map. It's
It's
time.
time. It's time.
Like,
And
like
I
the wine.
just like the wine is. It's time. Time to make a change. We are
Right.
the people. We can do it. Y'all better recognize wine
Yeah.
is.
See?
Hey, listen. Because Dennis, he like I said, he told Sasha to get out the way, and then after that, Felix was like, "Well, wait a minute, I done lost to Chilich a whole bunch of times, but you know what? I ain't scared of him right now." Because my boy Dennis is doing some big things, and I need to do big things like him. And so he got a hold of Chilich and was like, "Go and get out the way, sir. Get
Wait a
out the
minute.
way."
You talking about FAA? We cannot talk about FAA without talking about that first round match with Davidovich Fokina.
Bruh, yeah, go on ahead,
I
because I know
mean,
that's your JV
yeah, well, yeah. I think Felix is actually on my varsity now, and I got Davidovich on JV,
on the
and
J.
so it was it was a good night either way for me, right? Uh,
Right.
but I mean, 4 tiebreakers.
I know, crazy.
They
Battling.
battled. That was a great match. Um, but who else was clowning? What got into Manarino? I,
Okay,
I
Ness.
mean, Duckworth, Herkic, Karatsev, and then that first set against Nadal. I know his spirit got broken after that first set,
It
but
did.
that first set,
That first set was amazing. That was some of the best tennis I have seen out of Manarino in eight. I don't know that I've ever seen him play that well. It
no,
was ridiculous. I mean, he was taking, it looked like everything on the rise. He was taking just flat. He was like, no, ain't nobody scared. You and your spin. I'm about to give it back to you.
right?
And I knew he was going to lose the match, but I sure wanted him to win that first set. I really did,
Yeah,
just because.
yeah.
Yeah, he played some next level tennis in that first set. And but I tell you what, Nadal was like, listen, you can
Mm-mm.
do all that you want. You're not gonna take this set from me. I'm
No,
gonna hang around. I'm gonna do some things that, guess what, you don't know, even think are possible, and I'm gonna do them.
right. Nadal trying to get 21 right here so that he can pad it with 22 at the French.
Bruh, you know what? And can we just let's go on ahead and dig into that just for a minute here,
Let's do it.
because everybody, and including us, and we like, oh, Djokovic, and I can't believe it. It's nasty on my tongue. But anyway,
No
talking
doubt.
about him and 21 and blah blah blah, and we just completely dissing on Nadal. Ain't even thought about him getting 21 here.
Right.
Nadal is like, listen, y'all, you better respect my game.
Right.
I ain't get to 20 just by the French alone. I got a
Right.
whole bunch of other Grand Slams as
Yeah.
well.
Right.
And and it's amazing to me that, like I said, so much focus was on, oh, Novak and him getting to 21. Didn't nobody say nothing about Nadal and getting to
No.
21 in this tournament.
And
So
Nadal might be at 22, like I said, at the end
at the
by the
at
time we
the
get June.
thank you. And so shame on everybody for
Right.
not giving Rafa his credit for also going after 21 even before Nadal Djokovic was out of the draw. We
Right.
need to give our greatest the respect they deserve. And
And and he had foot surgery and everything, didn't
exactly, bruh. I mean, yeah. So for him to right now be sitting up in the quarters about to play Denis Shapovalov and potentially play Berrettini Monfils, You got to give it to Nadal. I mean, he's the one that's proven.
Yeah, no, he's great. Um, I look, I picked him to go to the finals in the preview show.
I
Uh,
didn't, and shame on me.
Um, so we'll see on that. I
Yes,
do want to
sir.
ask you about one match though. What maybe he was just celebrating too hard because he had a good year last year. How did Nori go out the quarter like that?
Yeah, I think it's what you're saying, bro. I think honestly, it's gonna be a tough year for Nori. I just have this weird feeling because it's kind of like you done snuck up on some folks, but okay, we know what you bringing now, and I just feel like that's gonna kind of be the case. And like you said, I think there may have been a little bit of celebrating, and rightfully so. Good for you
Right?
for
Yeah.
having the
Good.
year that you
Hmm.
had. I mean, we
Right.
were talking about a collegiate tennis player who broke out on the tour. Um, I mean, has done just some awesome things, and we
Right.
like and really support Cam Nori. I just feel like going into 2022, there's going to be a bit more of a target on his back, and he's got a lot to defend,
He
and it's
does.
going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Well, I tell you what's tough is, and all of these results doesn't it kind of make you feel like you're in a little bit of a bizarre world?
It does. It
You
it
know,
really does, bro.
like Superman got like the S backwards on his chest
Exactly. Like
because
what?
right, because you had Andy Murray out there in the first round, 5 sets against them hands,
Yes,
uh,
them hands.
Vasily, yeah, Basilashvili, but in that next round, man, Taro Daniel was like, "Oh, I know that vibranium hip is so
Sore.
good."
Exactly, bro. It's all about them opportunities. And Taro Daniel was like, I can get past. I can get past a South 100% Andy Murray.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he did just so. Did
Yeah.
just so.
I
But
must admit,
yeah,
I was a little disappointed though with Tiafo going out to Fritz. I mean, now clearly Fritz has had a good tournament, right? So I shout
yeah,
out to him. But
yeah.
I was hoping Tiafo pulled that one out.
Yeah, you and I both. We always root for our boy Tiafo. I just feel like right now Taylor Fritz is on he's on another level right now. I have to say. I think that Indian Wells Championship did a lot more for him than a lot of us thought.
Right.
And he's playing some top level tennis. Like I said, a little something here, a little something there, and he might be up in these quarterfinals versus Sinner versus Tsitsipas.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with
Mm-hmm.
you on that.
Yeah.
Are we still interested? Are you still following Dimitrov? Is that even a story anymore?
You know what? I like Dimitrov. I will always like him because he's baby fed and he will always be baby fed to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so love his game aesthetics, but as far as him being relevant, I don't know that I put him in that equation anymore. I think he's B level at this point.
Yeah, because when you go out to Benoit Paire, who typically can't keep focus for an entire match,
Right?
I'm just saying, typically can't keep focus for an entire match, right?
Oh man.
And if you just don't hit to his backhand, then
Right.
you good,
You good.
right?
Just attack that forehand all day.
Right. I mean, strategy seemed pretty straightforward, but anyway,
Yeah.
Dimitrov
Yeah.
again. Um, pass. We were wondering how the elbow was going to hold up. He's still in the tournament.
He's still fighting through it. Yeah, apparently they changed up his string and what have you, and it must be doing, better for his elbow. So he's getting through it. And like I said, that was a tough one he played against Fritz, but he was able to gut it out. And that we'll see what he has to bring against Center because that's gonna be a rough match.
That is.
Yeah, because Center
Um,
actually is playing some pretty top level tennis. I know Salty Center, he not high on my list, but he is playing some good tennis. I got to give him that.
he is. I think he and Alcaraz have truly lived up very early
Yeah,
to their potential and their hype.
absolutely, absolutely.
Ain't got to spend a lot of time on it. Mr. Svitolina, Rublev. I mean, he just.
What was that about? Chillage was like, ain't nobody scared of you.
Yeah, they're like, word is out on you, man. I mean, I just think, I just think he's always going to be that guy. Just,
Yeah.
he's just that guy. Um, so shout out to
He'll
you, Lev. You're getting
yeah,
the championship for the whole Russian team.
exactly. He'll get ATP cups and all that other wonderful stuff.
Right.
But I just feel like he's always gonna be that perennial, kind of, I don't even know if I can call it 5 to 10, because if you got Shapovalov and FAA getting their game right, I feel like it's gonna start pushing him down, and he might not be able to remain in the top 10.
Right. Yeah, he may be a good 12 or 13.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's the right spot.
right. Uh, America. Shout out to Cressy.
Right?
Finally, one of the tall white boys that I like. You know, I like him. Now, of course, Medvedev had to show him what time it was.
Yeah.
But I like Cressy a lot.
I like Cressy a lot as well, bruh. I mean, I love the serve and volley game. I love the confidence. I think he is extremely athletic for his size. And if I'm being honest with you, and I don't mean no shade by this, but I kind of do in a little bit.
Okay.
um, I look at Cressy and I look at his build,
Right.
and I just wonder if someone, oh Lord, and see, my brain is so bad, I always forget my names. World Team Tennis. Tall brother.
Oh, Chris Eubanks.
Chris Eubanks. I love me some Chris Eubanks, but I wish Chris would work towards having a build similar to Cressy. Cressy to me is a very strong looking 6'7" person. He got big calves, big legs. He looked big.
Right.
I really wish Chris could really focus on putting a little bit more muscle on his body.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just a little bit, not too much, because I know at that height it always is a gentle balance. But I just feel like Chris is too thin, and I look at Maxime Cressy, and I'm just like, yeah, you look like you strong, bro. Like and he in it, bro. He bringing his game. He like ain't scared of nobody. Y'all ain't ready for this serve and volley, and honestly, most of them are not.
They are not.
Medvedev, like I said, had a, and let's be clear. After Cressy took that whole biscuit in the first set, he was bringing some things to Mother Three.
He was,
and that's the number 2 player in the world.
Number one, and he had, and you know what, and he had, Medvedev talking to himself.
Right? Come on, man. Speak on it, Bryce. He
had him talking. I mean. I really like Cressy, and because people start thinking like I'm un-American or something because I can't stand most of these American guys. I like Tiafoe, I like Jack Sock, I like Tommy Paul, I like Cressy. I better stop before I get in trouble. But Cressy is it. When you find somebody new, you get excited and you want to see them play more. So,
right.
Hopefully, he will continue on the trend that he's on. And just to wrap up the guys, Isaac. I mean, we both picked Medvedev to win this title from the preview show. Have you seen anything to deter you from that line of thinking?
Okay, so I'm gonna own up because you actually were right and picked Medvedev. Remember, I thought this was going to be Mr. Sasha's breakout Grand Slam tournament. And guess what? Who will never, ever, ever, you don't hear me though, ever put any coins on Sasha's Zverev, that will be your boy Isaac. Because no, you fool me once, ain't going to be no fool me twice. You're not going to do it. You got me one time, bro. One time. And that's all you get. So,
he didn't know what hit him.
He didn't, but at the same time, I should have known better. Because how am I going to put my coins on some Sasha Zverev? I mean, for real.
I do remember you saying that now, and I do remember being a little surprised.
So, bro, I'm giving you all the credit in the world. Shame on me. It won't happen again. I tell you that much. But yeah, kudos to Medvedev. Of course, he is playing like the number one player in the world, which he, in my opinion, will be at the end of this tournament. So there you have it.
Exactly. So let's talk about where we're at in the quarterfinals. So
yes,
we'll start up top, and we have Monfils versus Berrettini.
Yeah.
Then we have Shapovalov versus Nadal.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Sinner versus Tsitsipas.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have FAA versus Medvedev. Dude, that's a fire quarterfinals.
Fire. Straight up fire, bruh. I mean, I'm loving all of it. And if it wasn't for ESPN Plus, I'd probably be able to watch all the matches. Anyway, I'm so salty about it. I am. Yes, I am. Anyway, yes, fire.
and you know, now for me, for my predictions, I did have like my semifinals. I had up top. I had Nadal versus Alcaraz. I really wanted to see that matchup.
Yeah.
And I had Medvedev versus Tiafoe. But I did have Nadal and Medvedev advancing to the finals, and and with Medvedev winning, of course. But at least my finals prediction is still alive.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Again, Medvedev is really the only one I got right was FA Medvedev. I think all my other ones were wrong. In fact, they were.
Okay.
Oh no, that's a lie. No. I did have Gael versus Matteo. My bad. I did have that. And funny enough, bruh, I cannot. I think I didn't. I pick Gael.
Oh,
I thought I picked Gael against Zverev, and I picked RBA versus like Medvedev. So I do still feel like Medvedev is gonna get Felix. I feel like Monfils. I still am gonna give the edge to Monfils. And here's what's weird, bruh. So that Nadal Shapovalov, bro, that's gonna be a fire match, bro. Ooh, that's gonna be a good match. And I honestly, as weird as this sounds, y'all, I think it's gonna be a pick'em.
Well, it completely depends on Shapovalov.
Yeah.
Which one shows up? If you know, if old Lonely Boy shows up, then you know you're gonna see stuff all over the place.
Right.
But if you see Dennis the Menace show up, hey.
Yeah. And remember, he played Nadal at this past, little, and he did get him. Now, mind you, again, that wasn't for real. So who knows if Nadal was truly playing out and what? But I don't know who to pick on this one, bro. I just think it's going to be a fire match. I think for me, I'm just going to lean with Nadal simply because he got 20 Grand Slams.
Right.
So
Exactly.
But I would not be surprised if Shapovalov got up in there and pulled an upset. Because if he plays the way he played against Zverev, Nadal got a lot to deal with.
Right. And then what would you say for that center Tsitsipas?
I'm going to stick with Tsitsipas. I mean, to me, I think he's proving that he's got the elbow issue under control. Again, we know how Sinner can bash. He can bash with the best of them. But I think that Tsitsipas has been in bigger moments, and I think that he'll be able to potentially slice and dice him enough to get out of it. I think it will be 5 sets, but I'm going to pick Tsitsipas on that one.
Okay. I'm going to go Monfils. I'm going to stick with Nadal. And I'm actually going Sinner.
Okay.
And I'm going Medvedev.
Right.
And then, like I said, then I'm just going to go with what I originally had. I'll have Nadal and Medvedev meeting in the finals, and I'm picking Medvedev to win it all. And I'm telling you what, I really want that Nadal-Medvedev final because if I can get that, I will truly be happy for whichever one wins.
Right.
Well, actually, there's a couple people because if Monfils gets in the final, no. Let me tell you what. If Monfils, I need Medvedev to take the beat.
I was about to say, if Monfils made the final, Monfils need to win.
Right. I had to correct myself on the spot on that when I was like, no.
because that would bring joy to my spirit.
Oh man, that would be the greatest thing ever if
Oh,
Monfils could win a major here.
yes.
But let me not spend a whole lot of energy on that. I did want to call out though in the men's doubles though that Kokkinakis and Kyrgios took out Mektic and Pavic in the second round.
Yes, yeah, which was a shock.
Right, and Kyrgios talking about somebody from Mektic and Pavic's team talking about they wanted to try to throw hands.
Ooh.
And in the players' gym.
All right.
With Kyrgios.
Well, I don't know that hey, quietly, I probably understand it. I did hear something about, Kyrgios ended up, I guess, pegging Mektic in the match. And Kyrgios, he ain't apologetic for nothing. So I think he was just kind of like, whatever. And I think, yeah, they because Mektic and Pavic are good guys. I mean, they don't mean no harm. They just going about their business, playing their doubles, beating folks up. And for him to not only hit him and then not be apologetic, but to kind of celebrate it and stuff like that, I can see how somebody from the camp would be like, want to lay some hands on Kyrgios. Right. I can see it. I can definitely see it. Because Kyrgios to me is kind of one of them brothers that he very bold and he's scary out in public, but I feel like you get him behind the scenes. I feel like some folks would lay some hands on him and he would not be ready. And you talk about them Serbians and them Croats. Listen, they ain't gonna shy away. And the Russians, hell, we heard about Murat Safin getting into his fights.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, Kyrgios need to watch out because he might get stolen.
We already know about Medvedev. Medvedev, you not ready for these hands.
You're not ready, right? Come on now.
I call my boy Zverev and my boy Vasilisvili, and you will not be ready. I'm trying to tell you. Let's not end that show talking about these guys. So in hand, we done took this all the way to the streets,
to the hood, right? Lord Jesus.
So anyway, that's halfway through the tournament, and hopefully, y'all out there living that app life.
That's right.
Being able to watch all of this tennis.
Don't live like Isaac. Live like Bryce.
I'm just trying to look. I tell you what, if it wasn't already a package I could get with my my phone plan, but at least they don't. Chris Everett and somebody else online would try and put this positive spin. They were like, now you've got the choice of what you want to watch. You can select, but you got pay to do that.
No. I mean, Bryce, how irate do you think the football community would be if you're going to actually show all of the regular season games, but then you're going to put the preseason and the Super Bowl on Plus? I'm sorry. I am so salty. Ooh, I'm salty, y'all. I just need you to
this
understand.
Is just another reason why Tennis Channel needs to just go ahead and scoop up everything from ESPN.
Everything. I don't even know why we even playing around with ESPN anymore. Go ahead, pull it back to the Tennis Channel, and let's be done. Right. Tennis Channel Plus, I might be able to see. At least then we would get full-on coverage, and it would be consistent. The way they are covering things is just garbage, in my opinion. But again, we don't want to leave off on the podcast with a negative. So anyway,
we will be back next Monday recording the wrap-up show from the Australian Open. So make sure you tune in for that and to see if we at least could pick the people right on the back end of the tournament.
Yes, hopefully so. Fingers crossed.
Exactly. So, Isaac, anything else you want to say before we go ahead and cut it and go watch some of this tennis ourselves?
I know, right? Nothing else but, be on the lookout, folks. We got some discussions going, and there could be some interesting things from a merch standpoint coming up.
Yes, yes, and yes. Matter of fact, oh no, Isaac, did I tell you I got my stuff in the mail the other day?
Oh, you did. See, there you
I
go.
did, yeah.
See,
So, hey, I'm liking what I see. So yes,
there you
excited
go.
about
So follow Bryce's lead, y'all, and get you some merch.
that. Right.
Or I should say additional merch, because Bryce got a ton, as do I. So y'all need to get it as well. Get on the bandwagon.
There you go. So anyway, y'all, go ahead, get your app life going, enjoy the rest of the tennis, and we will check in with you next week on behalf of the podcast. As always, this has been your boy Bryce.
And this is your boy Isaac.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. Take care.